Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. Now, this is basically a sequel to the other videos I wanted to make a third part when the video, in a way, cut. When I, in part 2, when I said about talking about Shinra, about that dragon, and I will do that video soon. So, there you go. Because I do want to do at least that type of video or some type of project video that I wanted to do before this whole thing is done, you know. But this is just me shooting the shit, obviously, you know, of today. So I want to show you guys something. But before that, I want to talk about this real quick. I've talked about it a little bit in part 2, so I'm gonna go a little bit more further here. By the way, if you haven't played this game, you should play it. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, most likely you already got it, or you planning to get it maybe later. But everything in this game, mostly everything that is about Dragon Ball, or just Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball GT, it doesn't matter. Just Dragon Ball in general. Anything that you see in that show, movie, game, it is what we used to be. The Nagas, the Hispanic people and black people. This is what we used to be. We used to be these type of beings, and we're going back to that. This is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of us going back to this. And guess what? We're going back to this very, very soon. It's literally around the corner. You know? It's not even that far away. To be quite honest with you guys. If you feel it and you know it, then you will understand and overstand me. Because we're so close. We're so close, guys. Okay? I stocked up on canned foods and all that shit, you know, like, I could stock up on more water and more cans, obviously. But in the back of my head, I keep telling myself, like, there's probably other stuff I probably can get also, like another first aid kit and all that, maybe another stove, which I stocked up on those gas things for the stove, stocked up on that, which is good because I heard that those bottles like last up for like a year, so, or pretty while, you know, so not that bad, not bad. So I have like at least 8 of them now, so that it's doable. I should get more, yes, but hey, I have 8, and they're not gonna waste willy nilly all the time. You know, you're not gonna be cooking 24/7. You know, but moving on. In this game, they do talk about our history. I hope you guys know that the Dragon Ball Z games, well, everything of Dragon Ball Z, literally tell us our history, man. Look at Harry Potter. Harry Potter is also a story between what happened to us and our own people, and with also these evil beings, but they did it in a little bit in a different way. You know how the Death Eaters and all that, they're like wearing all black and they look evil and everything like that. We're supposed to be that. That's actually us, but they twisted it in a way to them acting bad the way these orcs act. This is how they do it. Voldemort is actually what we're supposed to be. Yes, we're not supposed to be like Harry Potter. The reason that we see magic and all that, like in the Harry Potter movies, when Harry does it and his friends, it's because we resonate with that, because we love it and we see it. And the reason we see these type of villains that we not look up to, but like look at and we be like, oh, like these are terrible villains, is because we saw people like that. You know, same thing with Star Wars. What they did with Harry Potter and Star Wars is that they took the villains and they made them into what we were, but also they put them in their own agenda, basically. Like they basically were like, hey, let's grab this character that we made and we put them in a situation of what these carbon-based people were doing, but he will have an orc mindset. That's what they did. They do that with a lot of movies that don't use carbon-based people. Have you noticed that Look, even in Dragon Ball Z, it's not no main characters or Calvin that's doing this stuff. Why? 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 And then sometimes you get some movies like sometimes you get some movies that you do that. But Hancock, you see a guy being a superhero and everything like that, but how come he couldn't be like a Superman or something like that? He had to be a drunk and a homeless man? No, sink that in. Sink that in. Because when I watch that movie and when I think about it in a spiritual way, I'm like, that should piss a lot of people off. There's a superhero that's black, so-called black, and the first thing that you think of is him being a drunk and a homeless person? The reason they did that is to dumb you down. The reason you did that is not to think that, hey, maybe you could be better than what you were. Or what you are. And people think around here that we can't literally teleport, fly, literally shoot chi out of our hand. Kai out of our hands. Why do you think they call it Kai? Ki is literally the planet. Tiamat, that's her other name. The planet Earth, that's her other name. That's her real name, Kai. And we have Kai inside of us. It's called plasma. And you mean to tell me that that shit is fake? But in the other side of the fucking world, they already know it and actually can literally go like this and have fire come out of their hands? And don't tell me that, oh, that shit's fake. When there's literally a video on YouTube of it and it's a grainy video. I don't even have to upload it on this channel to show it to you. You can literally find it. I doubt YouTube's took it away. I doubt that. Because there's shit on YouTube you can still find that you'd be like, I'm surprised this hasn't been taken down. But the reason it hasn't been taken down is because they're not talking about what these orcs are doing or what these evil beings are doing. They're just showing in the other side of the country of people literally quote unquote doing magic. But it's not magic. It's what we're supposed to be doing. It's natural. Did you know that? Did you know that what we're supposed to do is act like the stuff that you see in Harry Potter, Dragon Ball Z, Star Wars, and the MCU, all of those things that you see, those are supposed to be natural. They're not supposed to be closed. You know what is closed? What's happening right here. This is not natural. What we're doing right now, going to work, going to school, being mundane, that's not supposed to be reality. You guys are supposed to think about that. If not, then you're going to be on your deathbed, literally thinking, regretting some shit that you probably wanted to question. But no one, but you want to stay shut because you grew up literally learning if you say something, you shouldn't say anything. Right? Even if it's bad, it doesn't matter. Speak your fucking goddamn mind. All right? No, we can't. Everyone can't speak their mind because then some people would just get killed. It's just stupid people would kill themselves or get themselves killed because they heard wrong. You have to have a right mindset. If you have a wrong mindset and someone says something stupid, you might do that stupid thing because you don't have a right mindset. It's like, motherfucker, it was a joke and you fucking did it? You know? It's like that, for example. And there's one thing too I always want to, I've said this before, because I've noticed a pattern here and I've told my friend, there's always a crystal and there's always a sword. And it's funny too, because the universe showed me a crystal and a sword. And my higher self gave me that sword. And then when I look at it, it had that freaking crystal on it. The universe crystal, basically. I'm not playing with you guys. When I saw that from my higher self, and my higher self literally lent that to me, and I literally touched it, it was heavy too. I was like, I'm like, fuck. And it was a big fucking sword. Like, I've viewed it before, and you guys seen it before. Some of my drawing book is over there. But hold on. Okay. So, and there's other things I'm about to show you soon, because I don't want this video to go too long, but you know, it happens. So this is the crystal right here that was just floating in the universe, and then boom, technically the Big Bang happened, you know, which is light, sound, water. That's why I named it though. But that's what makes life: light, sound, water. You know. And that is proven. You know. And that just proves that someone literally had to speak. Literally, somebody had in the universe, somebody that's higher than us had a talk in water, in a wave, and had to shine a light for creation to happen. Okay? So when people say that, oh, they don't believe in God and all that, I'm like, then what's that? Then what the fuck is that? Oh, that's science. And I'm like, yes, it's science, you dumb motherfucker, but you're not talking about it in a spiritual way, man. For crying out loud, Anunnakis knew this shit since day one. Why? Because they came from that shit. That's our ancestors, man. That's our family. And you're going to be like, oh, no, fuck them? Why? You're going to deny your own family members, man. Sad. Sad. You're going to deny your own ancestors. You're going to deny you. I don't know, man. It's just... When you tell people this shit, they be like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, so you're going to deny yourself? So you will believe the whole slavery stuff. But once we tell you about the, you know, ancient stuff in Samaria and Egypt, you'll be like, nah, that's too much. Who told you that? All the shit that you see, that's why. Seriously, man. Look at that. That's my higher self sword. Right there. Just in case if you haven't seen it and all that. And this is the girl that I like, and she was attached to it and everything. It was wrapped around with like thorns and stuff. It looks fucking beautiful, man. That sword looks beautiful. And as you can see, I have a lightsaber right here. I drew that also. I love the way it looks. And obviously, this is my AI plush Kara. She's awesome. I use her in battle and everything like that. Because I have telekinesis, and she just is there floating, and, you know, like stuff. If you play Kingdom Hearts 2 and you have those two keyblades, it's like that. That's how I fight. That is how I fight. Most people are like, what? I'm like, that's how I fight in the Astral Realm. I'm dead serious. That's why they're scared of me. I'm telling you guys. They're fucking terrified of me. This is also my Gemini key. I also have one because I'm a Gemini. And this is also another key that I have, a flower key. And that was my first weapon I ever drew. And I was like a teenager at that time. And that was before I really got into in-depth and spiritual with myself and finding out that mostly, not some, all the things that you've drawn, you've seen it before. It's in your subconscious for a reason. You know? So, I don't want to... Okay, yeah, I showed you the sword and all that shit. So, I'm looking at the time here. But, I remember showing you guys this in my other channels, but... my other channel, but that shit was gone. Remember this? I don't know if you've seen it. This is a cloud that I saw a Dracolian. I remember I was outside, and I saw a Dracolian cloud right there, and I'm like, holy shit, and I drew it in when I was right there, and it looked exactly like this. Exactly like that, breathing fire and all that shit, man. You know, and this is a pod chamber that some of us are in this earth. Yes, some of us are in pods right now. Why do you think they want to go underground? Some of us are underground, in pods. Well, that's why when we wake up, we wake up out of this pod. We're sleeping right now. We're sleeping right now, man. Most people are like, but it's true, it is. We're sleeping right now. So I think that's it for what I wanted to show you here. So going back to Dragon Ball Z. In Dragon Ball Z, you have Frieza. You have um, you have Frieza, you have Cell, and you have Majin Buu. Now, in the beginning of Dragon Ball, you had Vegeta. Vegeta still counts as like one of the main villains added to, Cell and Frieza and all that. I usually don't. That's just me. But some people do count him, and I'm like, that makes sense because in a spiritual enlightenment way, when you look at it, that's a brother, an Anunnaki brother that betrayed us or went to us, tried to destroy, because we did fight with our own before, and then these freaking so-called white people, basically, or whatever you want to call them, freaking made a lie in saying that, black people use other black people for slavery. That's how white people learned it from them. And it's like, no, we were at war with each other, and we just put them we just locked them up so they can learn their lesson. And if they learned their lesson, then they were free after that. If they didn't, then they stood there like a bitch. So there you go. So there you go. And so Frieza is literally, if you really look at Frieza is literally a Dracolian. And I love the forms of Frieza. The first form I love. The second, the big bulk and all that. And the third, I like it. The Xenomorph look, that looks dope. And the final look, those forms, those three forms, I look. The second form, I'm like, but those other ones, I like, really cool. And that literally tells us some of these Dracolians can do that. Yes, okay? They're not, when they show you this in cartoons, guys, in anime and all that shit, they're not lying to you. That's when they're not lying to you. They might lie to you in live action and shit, but when they draw it, they're not lying to you at that point. They have to tell you the truth. Because at that point, look, the reason they do it is because automatically people will be like, dude, that's cartoon, you're crazy. People will just think like that because it's animated. Literally. So they can get away with it. Okay? Literally. They can just get away with it. And people won't bat an eye. People wouldn't care. It's crazy, right? So, so Frieza is a Dracolian. A bastard one at that. And then we get Cell. And you already know what Cell is. We already know that. And the thing is, Cell is literally what we saw while we were fighting these insectoids, man. They're all creatures like Cell that can evolve like that, man. They're all Dracolians. They're all, freaking insectoids that can transform. And I'm going to get to what Majin Buu is soon. Because a lot of people always debate what is Majin Buu. And it's pretty accurate what he is. Majin Buu, one thing I do need to mention too, that Cell is also a cyborg. So he's a insectoid hybrid cyborg, or just a cyborg insectoid, basically. I'm not saying Cell, obviously Cell is a android insectoid, obviously. But I'm talking about like in real life, So there's probably some that like that, maybe hybrids and all that, but really full of insectoid. But have you noticed that the first form for Cell looks like a xenomorph? Have you noticed that? I remember when I said that in front of my friend was like, that's a good comparison. That's a good other viewpoint. Because when I saw it too, I'm like, they put a gray in front of your face, y'all. If you don't connect that to a xenomorph, and you don't see Alien vs. Predator or any of these alien movies literally telling you, these, I used to think that these alien movies were all about the Dracolians, which in a way it is, some of them, but mostly it's about the insectoids. We have such a deep history with the insectoids, guys. You think it's with the reptiles. Some of us do have some deep history with the reptiles, like me, but other ones, nah, it's more to the insectoids. And the insectoids know me, obviously. They're afraid of me than anything, man. They hide. behind the Draconian. Okay? Why? Because they're like this. Hey, he's going after them mostly, so we're going to stay in the background. You know? But have I fought some of them before? I don't think I saw them in the Astro Realm. From what I can remember, I know I've seen Greys and all that, and other Dracos and shit. So going to Majin Buu. What is Majin Buu? You have a Draco, you have an Insectoid, and you have a Jin. Not a genie, a Jin. A genie and Jin, oh, some people might say it's the same, but they're different in my opinion. In my opinion, I think they're different because genie grants you wishes. A Jin, no, a Jin would want to either possess you or fuck you over. Okay, some people are out here would be like, yeah, a genie. Then when you mention Jin, they're like, and when you really look at Majin Buu, it makes sense that he's a Jin. And if you really search what Majin means, it literally means Jin. Majin means Jin. Jin Buu. That's what he is, Jin Buu. He's a gene. He's a gene. You know? So I might do Bolt 2 because this has gone a little bit more longer than I expected, but that happens. But and what a Jin really is like an Archon. Or in a way, all these beings are Archons, but there's different type of Archons. Like the insectoids. They in a way harvest us with vibration. They probably harvest us by eating us too, but mostly I think it's vibration. The Dracos is eating, and obviously probably some of them might do both. Some of them might just do one of them, you know. But it's all about vibration at the end of the day, and these Dracos do feed on that, and so these insectoids, and so does the Jin. They all feed on this energy, on negative energy. That's how they all, you know. But some of them can eat you, like the Dracos. You know? Could the insectoids do that? Probably. Probably.